Hello everyone, welcome back to The Addicted Bookworm, where my addiction's all over the internet. On this channel I do library book hauls, book reviews, both physical and digital, audiobooks, and so much more. So, yeah. Alright. So, I finally got back to listening to Dungeon Crawling Carl, the first book, and this is going to be, I'm going to talk about chapters 5 through 10. Um, so I didn't do one last week because I had a pretty busy week. I had to go to the doctor, which I was really happy about. I'm now finally taking the medication for my acid reflux, which, by the way, it does work, but I have this worry in the back of my head about side effects because I read them and they're not good. Though, though I will say I would rather take that than the other stuff. But anyways, so Dungeon Crawling Carl, the book, I read in about like 3 days because I kind of wanted to spend a little bit more time with it. So for anyone who is interested in picking this series up and don't have money to pay for it, but they have Kindle Unlimited, you can actually get it on Kindle Unlimited. So the rules of these videos is very simple. I read the book and then I am going back to listen to the audiobook to pick up anything that I might have not picked up with the regular book. Same thing's going to happen with the second book. As soon as I finish reading the second book, I'm going to get the audiobook version of it to go back and listen to the audiobook version of this book, of that book. I am going to actually listen to this one in a couple of days, and so I will be doing a video impression of 11 through 11, 12, 13, and 14. So when next week comes around, I will actually be on chapter 15. Alright, so last time that we left our intrepid heroes, they were in the safe room. They were actually in the guild, where Mordecai has to explain the rules of the game. And in chapter 5, we find out that the last cycle that this game went through was kind of like a bingo kind of thing. Basically what happened was there was a bunch of like emaciated crawlers, and it was kind of not good to watch these people drop dead from lack of food. So this time around, it's different. So during the time that they are talking about this stuff, Carl receives this pet treat, and it has over 100 different things that could possibly happen to your animal if they eat it. And basically, Donut eats it, and it kind of does this weird thing to her. But for people that have read the book, you know what's going to happen to her. She's going to develop the ability to talk, and boy, is she she's snooty. Of course, that's also when she picks up the tiara and puts it on her head. Donut. The thing about Donut in the when she first shows her personality verbally, she is not the kind of cat that actually believes in like listening or reading instructions. Because yes, she can read, let's be very clear on that. She can read, but she doesn't want to do that. She just, it's pretty, it's purple, it's her favorite color, so she puts it on because she doesn't have enough intelligence. It's enough, I don't know, she has intelligence, but it's not really like right there at that moment. And she's drawn to it because as a cat, she is drawn to these pretty things. And so now that they know the rules, they leave, and Mordecai kind of gives Carl like this warning about, like, what's going to happen. So they travel down this, and of course Donut is now the leader of the party because she has higher stats than everyone else does, which is just Carl right now. And so what actually happens is he gets kind of tired. Like, he gets really up. Now, I wouldn't say he gets kind of tired of her, because he does care for Donut. But he kind of basically says, the reason that we don't kill you guys is because you can't talk. Which is hilarious. In this series of chapters, 5 all the way to chapter 11, we get, she really confesses that she needs Carl. And even the channel that I'm following, where they talk about the book series, they mentioned it, that yes, Donut admits she needs Carl. And also she says that she knows that Carl was looking for a apartment that was, like, would allow cats. But she kind of also says that Beatrice's father would have got her in the end because he's an attorney. We also discover that there is a huge amount of bathrooms. There's a huge amount of bathrooms, and they're all identical to each other, and they come from all these different bathrooms from, like, around the world, and it's hilarious. They're all the same. But when Donut opens one up, because she can do that, it's a litter box. And then it's like they battle these like cockroaches, which is going to lead us to the first boss. Though the first boss doesn't appear until chapter 11, which is the chapter I'm currently on. So they find this safe house, or safe room, and they go in there, and there's this, it's like a restaurant, it's like a McDonald's. And this goes all the way back to what Mordecai said in the last cycle, that basically they were basically getting, like, emaciated because of the fact there was no food. And so these safe places have a restaurant that you can eat. Also a place you can sleep, which I absolutely did not catch in my reading of the book. I think my brain totally went over that scene where Carl gets 10 hours of sleep, and he makes a comment, it took the end of the world for me to get a good night's sleep. I'm kind of wondering, is it because of his Coast Guard training that he doesn't get enough sleep? Or is it just that he's constantly worried about something? I don't know. And so basically they have breakfast and everything, and now they're going out there and they're battling level 4 roaches, level 2 roaches. Also, I want to add something else that I was like, oh my god. The AI has a foot fetish. He gets, I'm not going to say it, but Carl is like, he's so, like, uncomfortable with it. He's uncomfortable with it. I do not blame him at all. Anyways, yes, so they level up. Her front and back claws level up to level 4. She gains more skill, more, like, points than he does. And she's becoming a pretty strong crawler. So yeah. So absolutely loved it. I just feel bad that I wasted an entire week not listening to chapters 5 through 10. This is something I'm going to say. It really helps to go back and listen to the audiobook version of the book. Like you read it, and then you listen to the audiobook. And it's just amazing. Absolutely loving it. Alright, so that is it for right now. I will be back later on in the week to listen to chapters 11, 12, 13, and 14. I believe there's 47 chapters in this book. Let me see. Actually, it's 50. That's weird. Yeah. Alright. Anyways. So, I'm in here. And, yeah, so I'm going to be doing, I may just go ahead and do, like, 2 videos with Dungeon Crawling Carl a week. And then once I am done with it, I'm going to, once I'm done with chapter 50, I'm going to do the review for chapter 50, or no, chapters 45 to 50, and then I'm going to end it on a note of like, what was my overall, like, impression of the audiobook, how did I like the things like that. Yeah, so anyways, I will end it here, and I will see you guys in a couple of days for another Dungeon Crawling Carl, chapters 11 all the way to chapter 15. But I still, I am going to be uploading, I'm still going to be uploading, book review videos and things like that. So yeah, so I will see you guys next time.